It's a beautiful day today. Look at this. We don't have blue skies, but they're not bad. No complaints here. And I forgot to put the cushions out. I don't have plants out on the tables, but the pool's looking nice. It's a beautiful day. And let's go check the lemon trees. I'm loving the lemon tree here, and the lemon tree loves being here because look at these lemons. Fabulous. And I have others here. They are doing so good. I hope I didn't just jinx it by saying that. But I wanted to check the lemons, and I'm checking something else. Let me show you. I'll turn the camera back around. Okay, I'm walking away. My back's turned to the camera, and I'm walking to the other side of the pool just to check the volume and see if this picks up any breeze, if we have any. There's a teeny bit of breeze, but also the lawnmowers in the neighborhood, because there's always lawnmower going. So I'm all the way to this side, and I'm going to come back. And what I wish more than anything is that this wireless microphone would work on all my cameras, but so far I haven't figured out, and I've been doing some research, how to use this on my G7X camera. I don't think it's going to be doable. I have seen some people who have made rigs where they connect the microphone to their iPhone, to the camera, and that just seems like a lot of unnecessary baggage. So to take the fun out of vlogging, that would be it. In order to have good sound, I would have to carry everything at one time. I don't know, I could probably make that work in some situations, but in most situations, except at the beach, I would love to use the G7X at the beach, and I'll see what I can do about that. But let me know what you think about the sound on this wireless microphone. I had a wired microphone that I used for a while, a long time ago. The wire completely got in the way of every little thing, so I kind of dropped that. Then trying to go without a microphone makes it difficult sometimes. Sometimes it's fine because it's fun. You can just grab the camera, you go on your way, and you make a video. But this is not so bad. This is tiny, tiny, tiny. And I can use it like this, which I have said it's the size of a domino. Or I can clip it to my clothes and wear it like this, unless I forget and have a nap. Or I could clip it to my clothes somewhat like this. That might look kind of ugly at times. And does my hair drag that and make a scratchy noise? Probably, but I'm going to work all those kinks out. So drop me a comment. Let me know if you think the sound is much better with this wireless microphone. I am testing this out in the breeze because it's now picking up, and I want to know if next time I need to add a windscreen to the microphone. But the plan is I'm going to go in, change clothes, because I'm just wearing workout wear and it's not very presentable. I need to go out and run some errands and go by the grocery to get all of the ingredients to bake a Brie and Pear Tart. You might want to add this to your list of appetizers during the holiday season if you like it. And we'll talk about being able to change up this recipe, because if you don't like pears, then you might like another fruit. So let's get going, and then when we come back, we're going to bake a tart. Well, have you noticed that during the holidays we cook probably twice as much as we usually do throughout the year? I know I have this year especially. And it's a beautiful afternoon for it. It's getting cooler outside, and I want to share this recipe with you because this recipe can be used year-round. But right now it just seems appropriate. So I'm making a pear and brie tart, and you are going to enjoy that if you love these ingredients. Now, if you don't want to use pear, you could use apple. I don't know why that wouldn't work. It sounds delicious to me. I would just cut the apple very thinly because this isn't going to take long to bake. So set your oven at 350 degrees and let it preheat. We are going to use pear, and we're going to use brie. This is President's Triple Cream Brie. And we're going to use honey, and you'll need an egg for wash to make the phyllo extra brown and crunchy. I'm using rosemary as a garnish and for that wonderful taste and scent. I think rosemary is one of the better scents for this time of year. You could actually put it in a pot of water on the stove, throw in a cinnamon stick, and the house will smell fabulous. So I went out in my garden. I have a very happy rosemary bush out there. It is so pleased with where it's located. It's getting direct afternoon sun and it loves it. So I got some rosemary, that's ready to go. And you can add nuts to this. Almonds, pecans, if you like pine nuts, use those. Whatever kind of nuts you like, sprinkle those freely. So let's get started with the phyllo dough that we're going to use. This is Athens phyllo dough. And we're going to use 1 package of that. I'm going to move all of my equipment here, that is rattly. And I apologize, I'm trying to get used to my wireless mic. You've seen me use it. And I'm trying to use it on different cameras for this video. So if it's too loud, let me know. If it's too low, let me know. I'll know more when I edit this video if it's actually set properly, but I've had it for a while. I bought it to take to Japan and never used it because it just seemed really complicated way to handle a trip for that length of time. So I did not use it, and now I've worked with it for a few weeks, and this is the first video I'm making with this wireless mic. Years ago I had wired mic and I did not like it because it got in the way constantly. So then I went to other kinds of microphones, and this one, I think I'm going to like it. And it may not be as obvious in the future. I'll be working with it and placing it different places to see if it works, because I sort of think that it might work even if I just had it, say, on this faucet handle. Something like that. I'm going to do some experimenting. But let's get back to our tart. So I have the dough rolled out, and I'm going to use, do I want to use all of this? I don't think so. Yeah, let's just make it as fluffy and tart-like. So we have our phyllo dough out. Now I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to slice the pears. Let's move a few things around so that we can all see what we're doing. You know, I said I was going to use the pears first. I think I'm going to slice the brie first. I did not take the brie out a long time before I started filming this video, so I might have to add a few extra minutes onto the cook time. I'm going to cook it for 15 minutes, and then I'll let you know if we want to add another 5 minutes or so. And as usual, I always put the recipe below in the information box. And I include all the utensils and how to get those. If I don't have the exact knife, for instance, I will put a similar knife. So if you don't have the knife that you would like, I will have that for you. I'm trying to get the packaging off of this. So I'm going to slice this brie. I love these little boxes. I think they're just so pretty. Isn't that cute? Okay, these are for later. Now, slicing the brie. I'm slicing it across the wheel of brie, and I'm going to cut it fairly thin. You'll see, I'm going to guess that is about 1/3 of an inch thick. Not an inch, not a 1/2 inch, but 1/3 of an inch thick. That's just a wild guess. About the thickness of a saltine cracker. That's as close as I can tell you. Now the reason you want to cut this thinly is because you want it to melt pretty quickly, because it doesn't take long for phyllo dough to crisp up and turn brown, and you want your brie to be melted. Okay. Okay, I am going to stop right there because I think that might be enough. Let me get another cutting board and we're going to slice the pears. I love these little sets of bamboo cutting boards. They're really perfect for cutting small items. Now see, I'm cutting this pear sliced as thinly as the brie. This pear is very ripe. Super ripe. That might be to my advantage. Now I will scoop this down. It's like an assembly line. I am going to use 1 egg white. I'm going to remove the yolk and only use the white so it will brown up beautifully. Bring the phyllo dough back, and I'm going to use some egg white here and there on this so that it does adhere together, so it doesn't just come apart in too many small flakes. So as that bakes, it will stay together better. As flaky as we want it, we don't want it to fall apart. Now I will begin by alternating between the cheese and the pears. I'm placing this in this manner, and I'm going to use the smaller pieces to fill in. Doesn't this look delicious? I am going to slice more brie. I want to put another piece right here. We'll scoot these together because I want the edges to be browned up. So I'm leaving space all the way around, like a picture frame. Now, when I make these recipes, for instance, making this one, it seems like it takes a long time, but that's because I'm talking. If I'm just building this really fast, it doesn't take any time at all. So don't be afraid that it's going to take all afternoon. It does not. So I am going to start layering one after the other. Let's do it. I'll turn it around so you can see a bit better, and then I'll zoom in on this. And then I'll put brie and pear, brie and pear. So when you slice into this, you're going to get a bite of each. You'll get those combined flavors. I may cut another pear as well. This is a super ripe pear. I'm glad I'm using it today because I don't think it would last another couple of days. Let's slice one more pear. This one's extra ripe as well. It's a bit like having extra ripe bananas. You want to find some way to use it. This is a perfect way to use ripe pears. I do have some more brie left, but we'll put that to use somewhere else because I don't want to overpower this tart with the brie. Now let's drizzle some honey. This is a truffle honey I've used in the past. Some good friends of ours gifted us with it, and we absolutely love it. It has that earthy taste to it that comes with the truffle. Okay, we have finished with the honey, but I'm going to leave it out because after we remove the tart from the oven, we may want to add more honey to that. I'm going to do an egg wash on the edges of this pastry dough. I'm going to score this phyllo dough just a bit so that it can puff up just a bit more than the interior of the tart. And add some rosemary for that wonderful flavor. And I'm just going to place this on top. And then afterwards, we'll use it as a garnish. We'll just lift it and set it to the side. Isn't that beautiful? Now we'll place our tart in a 350-degree oven for 15 minutes. Wow, wow, wow. Look at this. Doesn't that look spectacular? We have the brie, we have pears, we have honey, we have rosemary and phyllo. And it smells so yummy. I cannot wait. This is wonderful. I don't know what I would do without this parchment paper. This is Reynolds pre-cut parchment paper, and it saves me so much time when it comes to cleaning up, and also it just looks nicer that it's already pre-cut, saves you all that trouble. You know, when you try to pull that parchment off the roll and it gets all raggedy and just turns into a big mess, well, this is much easier. But I do want to tell you that I had to bake this 5 extra minutes, so go 20 minutes at 350 degrees because the brie did not want to melt like I would like to have seen it. And it could be because I did not take it out early and let it warm up. It came out of the refrigerator. So either take it out early or cook it a little longer. And you can always cook it at lower temperature for a very long time. It depends on your situation. Are you trying to entertain and keep something just warm? Put it at, say, 300 degrees for 25 minutes. You know, kind of work with it. After you've made this recipe a few times, you'll see that it's one of the recipes, one of the few recipes that you can juggle the time and the temperature. Some things are just really specific. I try to stay away from those super scientific specific recipes. I'm not a super baker. You may not be either. But if you are, that's great. I'll come to your house and I'll have something yummy from your house. So let's cut this and see what it looks like. I cannot wait. Okay, we're going to cut this. I'm using a pizza cutter. If you have a knife you prefer, that's great. And let me take this rosemary and set it to the side because I'm going to use that in a different way. Cut this exactly like a pizza, like a square pizza. But what I'm going to do is cut it in smaller, bite-sized pieces. If you have guests over, they don't want a huge square of this at one time. Now, if you're serving it as a side dish, yes, leave it large. Serve it with pork or chicken. That would be delicious too, but I really think pork would be good. If you had a pork roast and have this as a side, wonderful. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. We can cut that on across, and what I am doing is making these bite-sized pieces. Look at this. I'm going to come to the camera. How about that? Does that not look wonderful? and you will impress your friends and family. I don't know if you're a fan of brie, but I am definitely a fan of brie. And pears and honey. Delicious. Now, you can take your rosemary, and if you put it on a platter, use your rosemary as garnish. You have the flavor on your tart, but this is a garnish. Or you can go out and cut more fresh rosemary and put out, but this tends to break off when it is roasted, and you can just sprinkle that on there. Oh, that sounds like a good idea. Let's sprinkle a bit of this toasted rosemary on this. Ooh, I like that idea. Yummy. Okay, we are ready for the holidays now. I've already started entertaining, and I'm sure you have too. This is added to the list of yummy things to serve, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are not a subscriber, you know I would love to have you as a subscriber. Just tap that subscribe button and the bell to the right of that subscribe button. Tap that so you'll be notified every time I post a new video. And don't forget, follow me on Instagram. Bye.